Hey, what's up, you guys? Peace and much love. And as always, welcome back to the channel. Gratitude for all you guys who clicked on tonight's video. So I actually had one made for you guys a couple days ago, but I deleted it because I guess the quality was bad. So I'm gonna remake it. Don't worry. But for now, this video is actually really important. You guys see the title, the loss of dignity, right? The lack of dignity in today's society, in our world today, right? So for everybody out there who's familiar with all these things going on Instagram lately, social media, people acting out of control, right? All these different things that have been coming up nowadays that, you know, for God knows how long these things probably been around, man. But all the stuff that has to do with OnlyFans, you know, people, you know, all this gender swapping type of stuff, and not to put no hate out there on anybody, but it's important, you guys, that we remember to have respect for ourselves and for the things that our ancestors fought for, right? That we've been through, right? And that majority of us are going through today when it comes to trying to build up better communities for our families, for ourselves, right? For other like-minded people to really help get the world, get Earth back to the way it was, right? And I'll tell you what, it's hard to do that, man, when you realize that so much of today's world is just quite literally going backwards, man. It's going in reverse, right? And time and time again, history has been repeating itself, right? You know, you got all kind of things, you know, that are happening that are really making us lose the respect for ourselves, right? And cause a lack of, you know, of growth that we really need in order to succeed in life, but not just when it comes to making money and all that type of stuff. And even if that was the case, you got to be smart with your money, right? You got to realize that if you got a certain amount handed to you, excuse me, what are you going to do with it, right? How can you use that to benefit your community, right? To build it up from grassroots, of course, you know. And I've just been noticing a lot lately too. Every time I go on Instagram, because I got a page myself, but I just go on there just to look at all the craziness that's going on, just to try to figure out what are some solutions that we can do to fix these problems, man. For real, because I've been seeing a lot of crazy stuff. You guys probably been seeing it too, right? All these different movements, all, you know, and just all this crazy stuff, right? There's just so many to name that it's really getting ridiculous, right? And another problem is the lack of others really speaking up against this type of stuff, right? The lack of people trying to do what they can to really put out a word, right, to others, to really get other people to open up their minds to these things that are going on, so we can grow from these things, right? And really truly develop in a right and positive way, right? In a righteous way. Because all this OnlyFans stuff, all these guys wasting their time doing things that don't benefit them, right? Girls acting out of control, right? Men and women hating each other, all these things, right, are just problems, man, that are being created and then really put on us, the people, man. And then we realize that when it just goes over our head, we think it's normal, right? We think it's something that's really been going on, but really these are things that are just being created and then put onto us, man. We don't even realize it, right? And I ain't even saying that just to say that, man. You guys can even go online and see this stuff, man. It's really real, right? I mean, it's real. You know, when we really need more people to come out, man, and join up together and to figure out solutions to this stuff, right? Figure out what's going on, other than just saying we know what's going on, right? We really need to come together and talk about this stuff, right? Figure out solutions, man. Really start creating communities of people who are going to get the work done and realize and point out the problems, man, and then speak up against them, right? With the lack of dignity people have nowadays, sometimes it really seems, man, to be honest with you guys, we're never really going to fix these things. But there's a whole reason why I titled one of my older videos from a couple weeks ago, Never Lose Hope, right? Because there's still a chance, there's still a possibility that there's some way that we can figure out a solution, man, to what's going on. right? And people still need to come together. Really, that's the biggest thing. First of all, is having people come together, right? And then we still got to point out, figure out the problems. And things like OnlyFans, guys hating women, women hating men, right? All these different movements that got to do with people just, I really don't know what you want to call them, right? Because there's just so many that I've seen, that I've read about, that I've seen online and all that type of stuff, right? Same thing for you guys. You probably came across a couple of things that just didn't make no sense, right? You're wondering why it's being pushed. You know, you're wondering why a problem like this is still occurring, why it's still going on, why hasn't anybody done anything about it, right? And it's because, you know, the ones who create the problems don't want anybody to fix them, to solve them. They want them to continue raging on and raging on and raging on until it just becomes out of control. And the next thing you know, they're going to start bringing in all kind of different things to try to get us under control, because they just see us as nothing but animals, right? The people in power, the 1%, right? There's a lot of different names for them, but we ain't going to get too deep into that, all right? But for now, we'll just stick to what we are aware of, right? Especially when we talk about things like retention and OnlyFans girls and, you know, all these different things. Like I said, man, there's a lot to name, right? And I ain't gonna pretend like I really know them all, but there's quite a few of them out there that really need to be addressed. So I'll say that. But we really need to regain our dignity, you guys. Seriously, we really need to start respecting ourselves more and realizing that for right now, yeah, we may be humans, but we're more than that. But for now, while we're humans, we need to work on the problems that we have as humans so we can elevate to a higher level, right? To truly become our greatest versions, like we always talk about. But really just to solve the problems first and foremost that are going on in our communities, right? Because once all the people who come, well, actually, excuse me, hold on, let me rephrase that because I was about to tangle up my words. I'm the next up in line, and everybody else who's my age, and when it comes to changing the world, in a sense, right? If that's how you want to, if that's the appropriate way to say it. And I know that I'm totally going against the status quo, right? I see the problems that are rising in the community, right? I know a lot of these young guys out here that are younger than me, 18, 19, 17, you know, yada, 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 who are going through some challenges, man, that need to be guided down the right path, right? And who need to really start standing up and fighting for the right way of living, right? Because surviving paycheck to paycheck, and not, you know, saying that's bad for anybody who, you know, who really needs to do it, especially if you have a family, but there's so much more to life, man. And what these people are just trying to do, the ones who are creating these problems, like I said earlier, they really just wanted to put us down, man. They want us to have a lack, if not completely just lose our dignity, right? And lose respect for ourselves. Have us doing outlandish things that don't prove and give us any benefit to our lives, right? I mean, not everybody's going to see that or agree with that, but I mean, that really is the case, man. I mean, you guys see it. You guys can see it. If you just go out into the world, man, and just observe, right? You can see it. So I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and start ending it right here. But yeah, they're just, the lack of dignity, man, in today's world is getting out of control, right? But it's a lot bigger than just me just saying the lack of dignity, right? I mean, we're totally at a loss of dignity nowadays, right? People just selling themselves out, selling their bodies, right? Just absorbing everything that they hear without really doing proper research for themselves, right? People abandoning, if I said it right, their families, just giving up on themselves, right? Giving up on the things that make them human at the end of the day. Not to contradict myself, because we are more than that, but for now, people are just, they're giving up on themselves, man, and it's not a good thing to see. Me personally, I hate to see it, right? I mean, seriously, as all you guys probably do too. So we just simply need to do better, man. Right? We got to really start being more aware of what's really going on, who's creating the problems, and like I said, figuring out solutions to these problems. But we all got to come together to do so, man. Right? Because there's more of a winning chance, per se, in team, right? In creating a team of like-minded individuals, people who think like you, who got the same vision, So let's start gaining more respect for ourselves, man. Really start reclaiming our dignity. You're realizing that we're really capable, man, of making change, right? But we got to start first, right? We got to come together first. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's video. I got 2 more planned for y'all tomorrow, so stay tuned. Make sure to tap in with me. I might go live one of these days too. You guys just let me know, because if not enough people get into it, I am going to really waste my time doing it, but I still might. And if you guys resonated with the video, what I said, the messages, take what does, leave behind what doesn't, of course. Make sure to drop a like, comment down below if you guys choose to do so. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below so you guys never miss out when I upload my next video. All right. Peace and much love, y'all. See you in the next one.